Mmabatho, thanks so much for your time. So many of us are not familiar with Ramaphosa's foundation and what it is it's passionate about and changing in South Africa. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, thank you so much for inviting us. Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation started 14 years ago, and we work mainly in education and in entrepreneurship development. We are currently in 460 schools, and we are implementing a whole school development in those schools through our partner entities, Adopter School and Kagiso Shanduka Trust. And we also have incubators, 9 incubators across the country through Black Umbrellas, which incubates, since inception, has incubated about 1,400 100% black businesses.
Sure. I mean, now that you have been appointed as the captain of the ship, what are your plans for the foundation?
You know, my plans, because as a foundation we are model builders. Okay. So my plans is to sort of improve the models that we are working in and make sure that we can collaborate with more partners that can take these models and spread them throughout South Africa so that we can benefit many more people with these programs.
I mean, because education, I could understand why the focus has been placed on that, given the problem that education is here in South Africa. But talk to me about how you are looking at improving the education crisis that we currently have, and especially in the wake of a new digital normal that we're currently living in.
Oh, thank you for that. We mainly partner, we work in government schools, sure, mainly disadvantaged schools in rural South Africa. And how we improve education, our model and our theory of change is to improve the system and to assist educators to, through educator development programs, sure, that would enable them to improve their subject matters. We mainly focus on literacy in primary schools, meaning reading and improving that, as well as numeracy. And in high schools is the key gateway subjects of maths, science, and accounting. And what we do is that we also include infrastructure development in our programs. Okay. We also do leadership development because we look at a school as a whole. And recently we've also extended that to say that we would look at the socio-economic challenges that are facing the children in their homes, and we've introduced a program called TARI, Program for the Support of Women and Children. So that's who we are on the education space. Obviously, with the digital space upon us, yeah, we also have ICT programs. So most of the schools that we have provided infrastructure in them, we have also included media labs and supporting education through ICT.
I mean, Mmabatho, do you think now that we find ourselves in an even more difficult position than we expected to as South Africa, given that we're in a technical recession now, is it going to make your work harder?
Look, the track record of the work that we've been doing the past 14 years, what we've done is that our models have always morphed and adapted to what it is that we are facing. Currently, we are in partnership with enabling what government would like to achieve in the education space, so we are just a partner. So the short-term changes in the economy do not necessarily affect the work that we do. Obviously, from a funding perspective, because we do raise funds through different partners across the world, that may be, but so far I do not see it impacting our immediate work.
I mean, the entrepreneurship element, I imagine that is at over 1,000 entrepreneurs that have been impacted, right? So are these mainly young people? Because we have heard the president giving quite a lot of attention to youth unemployment and creating opportunities for the youth.
We don't necessarily focus on young people through our incubators, but the nature of the population in South Africa, we find that most of the entrepreneurs in our incubators are young people, and they've done significantly well. These are 100% black-owned businesses where entrepreneurs come in, and mainly high-impact entrepreneurs, because our strategic focus is for them to contribute first to the economy by creating jobs. So most of them have got a minimum of 4. But if I may share that some of our success vectors is one company called Modi Mining, which has created 420 permanent employees, and they've actually 2 days ago won the Entrepreneur of the Year awards through Ernst & Young awards. So the youth factor, because majority of those high-impact entrepreneurs mainly would be young, it's people that have had professional lives and have gone out to go start businesses. So that's how we actually find that most of them would be young people and women.
I mean, Mmabatho, you mentioned the fact that the economy is likely to play a part in, attracting maybe more sponsorships to help the foundation do its work. But also you are battling the issue of very low business confidence. And I imagine that the foundation would or could possibly work a lot stronger with more business on board. How do you intend to deal with that?
Look, like I said, most of the partners that we have are medium to long-term partners. Okay. So you would find that, let's look at Adopt a School Foundation, you'd find that a corporate that has adopted schools, a few schools through our program, they are in for like a 4 to 5 year program. So the business confidence, I don't see it as a direct impact to the kind of work that we're doing, because the work that we're doing, it's hopefully to make sure that South Africa has got economically active citizens that can contribute to the very same economy. So I think that the work that we're doing is a positive enabler, long-term wise, and when you're looking at the macroeconomic areas that are challenges in South Africa, we know that skills and jobs are one of the areas that we are facing.
One last thing, very quickly, I am out of time, but as a female CEO, we have issues with gender inequality here in South Africa. What are you planning to do about that? I'm hoping that the foundation, having appointed myself as CEO, is one area where other organizations can see that really it is possible to appoint women. But when you look inside the foundation, for us, naturally, it's sort of a natural element that 80% of our employees are actually female. Okay. So it's very easy for us to, and they are in positions of decision making. And I think that the rest of the country, those that are still struggling with uplifting women in their organizations, can look at us as an example for that. Okay, no, we'll be watching you closely. Mmabatho, thanks so much for your time. That was Mmabatho Maboya, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation.